We are 50 days away from the Italian Bowl, played right here in Toledo at the Glass Bowl. July 1st, the big day. Now, many in Northwest Ohio very excited to see who emerges on the road to Toledo, including one Toledo native who knows all about football in Italy firsthand. BCSN's Justin Feldkamp joins us with that.
All right, James, this has got to be pretty exciting for you. The IFL, your old stomping grounds from yesteryear. The championship game is going to be played just down the road at UT's Glass Bowl. When you first heard about it, that it was coming in July 2023, what'd you think?
I couldn't believe it, right? Because it's always been in Italy, but the fact that I played there almost 10, 15 years ago, I come back to my hometown, and then almost like Italian football has followed me right back home as well.
All right, so if someone asks you, hey, James, when you played in Italy, what was that like? What would you tell them?
Well, I'll tell them first off, I didn't know about the Italian Football League when I first was approached about it. You know, I just I got cut from Cincinnati, was rehabbing, doing all that kind of stuff. But it's a great opportunity. And, you know, it's different. Two very long flights to get all over there. But once you got there, you're just immersed into a totally different culture. Again, the first thing I realized is that pizza in America is very different than Italian pizza. But it was just great to I got on that field that first day for practice, meet my teammates. We practice at night instead of during the day, which you're used to because those guys have day jobs as well. So it's a different kind of football, but it's also a unique type of football into and of itself with a lot of guys who play with a lot of heart. Yeah,
and when we were doing a preseason trip there with some of our BCSN crew members, it was interesting to see when the American imports come in and then how they gel with the Italian-born players. And in some ways, football is the equalizing factor. Sure. Everybody kind of can learn the lingo.
Right. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, though, right? We all came there to play football to accomplish a goal. I can tell you that first night of practice, I couldn't really speak Italian very well at that point, but we understood that, like, hey, if I score, we're going to do a dance in the end zone, and I will get the big guys to come meet me in the end zone. But that's how we kind of bridged that language barrier until I could kind of pick up on the language a few weeks later.
Yeah. How fun was it?
It was a blast. I'll be honest with you. I actually got to go back and play a little bit of offense, too. If you can see some of those pictures with me actually carrying the ball, those were not interceptions. Those were me catching passes still. But it was a blast. You also meet the other Americans on the other team. You guys can kind of share how your stories are different or the same because you're in different cities, and a lot of these cities are smaller towns. Granted, you've got Milano, which is a huge city, but you also have, you know, Ancona, where I played, or Parma, which is kind of a middle-sized town as well. So you get all these different experiences, meeting the Italian players, but also meeting the other Americans.
Yeah, Ancona, you got the Miami Hurricanes-looking uniforms, and you were telling me that even the pants were from Miami?
Yes, those are from like the 80s or the 90s. Those pants were from the University of Miami. Granted, I couldn't play like Ed Reed or anything like that, but I did my best, you know, but I at least had the outfit right.
All right, and Ancona is on the coast, right?
Correct.
The beach, so that'd have to be a pretty nice setting for a player.
You put three guys in their 20s in a house on the beach and you say, go play football as a hobby? Yeah. Sign me up.
That's awesome. All right, so are you going to be able to be at the Glass Bowl on July 1st?
That is the plan.
Okay.
I plan on being there.
And one of those pictures you referenced, I did see one of them. We had the mohawk. You said it was inspired by Chad Ochocinco from the Cincinnati Bengals. Any chance you could still do the mohawk, James?
No. I'm getting a little thin up top too. So
I don't know anything about that.
No mohawk this time. We'll leave that in the past.
Gotcha. All right, James Starks, 13 ABC morning anchor and a former IFL player back in the day, and now the IFL is coming to Toledo. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Justin. Kickoff July 1st, 3 o'clock. Pre-game coverage on BCSN beginning at 2:30 live from UT's Glass Bowl right here on BCSN.